what today, so in this session we are going to discuss about the total pressure and the center of pressure. So now the question comes, what is this total pressure and what is the center of pressure? So initially we should know what is total pressure and what is center of pressure. So how it is being defined is as, so the total pressure is defined as the force exerted on that body by the particular fluid element, or when it is defined as the force exerted by the static fluid, when it comes into contact, and this is called total pressure. So that it is defined by the static fluid when the fluid comes in contact with the surface, that is defined as a total pressure. Okay, so that means totally whatever the pressure is acting on that particular fluid, that we call it as a total pressure, right? Now next question, so what is the center of pressure? And most important point, the pressure always acts perpendicular to the surface. So that is the solid surface, the pressure always acts perpendicular to the solid surface. Okay, and the next point is about, how do we define the center of pressure? So center of pressure is defined as the point of application of the pressure where entire pressure is being concentrated. Just like your center of gravity. How do we define the center of gravity? Is where the entire gravity forces are being concentrated. Similarly, the center of pressure is where the entire pressure is being concentrated. That is even that we can say, so the entire pressure is nothing but the total pressure. So where the entire pressure, so that is the total pressure is being concentrated at a point, that pressure we'll call it as a center of pressure. Now as far as the forces exerting on this particular solid surfaces, can be defined as or classified as the horizontal plane surface, vertical plane surface, and inclined surface, and the curved surface. So this is only for our understanding. So when we are applying to the different geometries, the total pressure acting on the surface can be taken as horizontal surface, vertical surface, horizontal surface, vertical surface, and inclined surfaces. And the fourth one is about the curved surfaces. So these are all about the pressure force acting on the fluid element, can be discussed in this four types of geometries, where it is involved within a completely horizontal, vertical, curved, and the inclined one. So we are going to discuss about this types of pressure. So that means horizontally immersed surface, which means that it is completely, so if you take a flat surface on this one, so when we see exactly perpendicular view, from the free surface to this particular points, and that is having an equal height from the free surface of the water. When we are taking the free surface of the water, so that is at the equal height, so that is a horizontal surface immersed into the fluid. On the horizontal surface, if I start measuring at the different points, on the horizontal surface, I'm going to get the same pressure as the height is remained same on the flat surface. And if I take, so that would be my the total pressure. That would be my total pressure acting on the particular fluid element. So here the x bar represents the height from the free surface, and where the total pressure acting on that particular flat surface can be given by, so that we have said that pressure into the area will be giving the pressure force, or the total pressure acting on the particular fluid element. Okay, so that is the pressure force acting on the fluid element, so which is being taken here in this one. So which states that so here whatever the fluid surface which is acting the pressure on this one, since it is because of the same height, so there is no variation in the total pressure force acting at any point. We are considering it here in this one. Okay, so whatever the forces we are considering on this flat surface doesn't vary with respect to the height, because the height is remained same for the horizontal surface. Is to obtain two things. So one it is first we have to obtain the total pressure. So our interest is to obtain the total pressure, and again, so the next one is about, we are interested to obtain the center of pressure. So first let us discuss about this total pressure. How do we obtain the total pressure? So as far as the pressure is concerned, so here, so when we are saying it is a total pressure, so that means our interest is to obtain the pressure force. On it, right? So that is given by, so the total pressure. Now here the total pressure on elemental surface only. So let us initially find out the total pressure on the elemental surface. Okay, total pressure on the elemental surface, right? So that elemental surface, so total pressure on the elemental surface will become, so the pressure, so what is the pressure acting on this particular elemental surface into the area, right? So let us write it aside. So that is P into the area. Now, so what is the pressure expansion? We will get it is rho into G into H. Now, what is the area available for the elemental strip? So the area on the elemental strip is, so here the width of this particular, so vertical surface is B, and the height of that elemental strip is, so DH. So from that one it is B into DH. From that it is becoming B into the DH, right? So the elemental, so that is the pressure force into the area when we are writing it. So that is becoming, so pressure is rho GH into the area is B into DH, B into the DH. Now, but this is obtained only on the elemental surface, but our interest is to obtain on the entire surface of this vertical one. Our interest is to obtain on the entire vertical surface immersed into the fluid. So in order to obtain the entire surface, so we are integrating it. So for example, let me take it as, so this as elemental force acting on pressure force, total pressure force acting on the fluid element. Let me write it as DFP. Right, so DFP is equal to rho G H into B into DH. Now when I integrate it on both the sides, why I am integrating it on both the sides? Because my interest, so here I have obtained the pressure only on this elemental surface. Now I have obtained pressure only on this elemental surface. So when I integrate it, so when I integrate it, I can obtain on the full vertical surface. Right? So for that reason, so when I integrate on both the sides, that will become FP. So that is the total pressure, right? So total pressure acting on this particular vertical surface is integral of, but rho and G will remain constant. Rho and G remain constant because the fluid density is constant and the G is the gravitational constant. So here inside the integral we have only H into, so that is area B into DH. So I can write it as rho G integral of H into dA. So that represents, so where H is the height of the fluid element and dA is the small elemental area available on that particular surface, right? So now here if we look at this particular expression, here if we concentrate and look at this particular expression, this is nothing but the force into the area. So this is nothing but the distance into the area, so which is creating the integral momentum on that particular body, so which is acting a net momentum. So this is the momentum that particular body acting on it. So directly, as we know that integral of H into dA is equal to H bar into the A. So from that, so as it is moment acting on the particular fluid element, so as it is the net moment acting on the fluid element can be resulting as rho G A H bar. So this is our total pressure acting on the particular fluid element. So the total pressure acting on the fluid element has resulted as FP is equal to rho G A H bar. So the total pressure acting on the fluid element has resulted in the as rho G AH bar. Now, so the total pressure we have found it. Next our interest is to find out. So next we have to find out the total pressure if you have found it. So the next we have to find out the center of pressure acting on this particular vertical fluid element. Okay. Next we have to find out the center of pressure acting on that particular fluid element. Okay. So now let us find out even the center of pressure acting on the fluid element. So next, center of pressure acting on that particular fluid element. So that means we are interested to find out where the total pressure is being concentrated. Okay. So the total pressure is saying that the total pressure available on the body, but it did not tell the location where the total pressure is being concentrated, right? So now our interest is where exactly the location is being concentrated. Now you may say like this, sir, already we have defined the H star. So there may be the total center of pressure is being concentrated. So in our derivation or in our expression, so we have taken it like this. From the free surface, this we have defined it as H. From the free surface, this we have defined it as H height, right? So that is of arbitrary height in between these two, right? And we have mentioned one point, that is C, so that is center of gravity, and CP, or sorry, G as a center of gravity, and CP or the P where the center of pressure is being concentrated, and this height we have represented it as H bar, right? This height we have represented as H bar, and where the total pressure is concentrated, that height we have represented it as H star, right? So you might say that yes, already H star is being defined, why again we need to derive? No, we have actually estimated that point to be available at that location. We have estimated that point to be available at that location, but we are not sure where exactly that H star is available. We are not sure where exactly the H star is available. Now, so in order to just generally find out, what is the total center of pressure acting on the fluid element, we can write like this. So how we can write this? Where the pressure force is entire, so where the entire total pressure is being concentrated on the body is equivalent to, so that is, we can directly write the center of pressure concentration point is F into H star. FP into the H star. What does this FP represents here in this one is, FP represents the total pressure acting on the fluid. So total pressure acting on the fluid at a particular point gives the location, gives us where H star represents the total center of pressure at the particular, on the particular vertical surface. Now, but this is only on the one side of the equation we have. So that means if you are writing the left hand side as FP into H star, but on the right hand side we have an approach with an elemental way. We have approached in an elemental way. Let us approach in the similar way in order to find out where exactly the H star is located, right? So where H star is located, in order to find that one, so let us again go for the conventional one as we have done for the total pressure, right? So let us go on to the right hand side. So here, so this is actually the force of pressure into the, so that is the total pressure into the height, right? So in order to find this one, so that is saying that it is the pressure into, so it is the total pressure force into the total pressure force into the, it is the height where exactly, or it is the center of pressure height. So but initially I am not sure where exactly my center of pressure is located, right? So let me write it, as the pressure is equal to, so the total pressure acting on the fluid elements. So what is the total pressure acting on the fluid element? Just now we have initially found that one, right? So the total pressure acting on the fluid element is rho g, rho g, rho g a, rho g a, H bar. If I write all this directly, so that means I am again locating on the center of gravity location. I am locating again on the center of gravity location, but I am not resulting at the point where I am going directly. My interest is to find out where exactly this pressure point. So what we are going to do is, on this vertical surface we are varying each and every point. I am going to check in that. Each and every point will be checked on that one. Then we will obtain where exactly the center of pressure is located. So let me go again with a general approach. So let me write the pressure force. So that is, pressure force is P into the area. So pressure force is P into the area. But here it is the moment acting on that particular body. Let me write it where the moment is acting. So that is H. So where the moment is acting, let the moment acting also on the fluid element at a distance of H, because my H can be varied to H star also. Because my H can be varied to H star also. So I'm not sure where my H is located. So initially let me write it as P into the area into the H. So but P can be written as rho g H on this elemental surface. Now my interest is to find out only on the elemental surface. So that means rho g H into, so where the area on the elemental surface is B into dH, and the height where exactly my interest. So initially I'm not sure where exactly the center of pressure is being concentrated. So I have written it as H. So let us expand this one. So that is rho g B. So let me write rho g H into dA into H. So it will be, which will become rho g dA H square. Rho g dA H square. But as far as this side it is being concerned, as far as this side what we are doing it is concerned, so we are doing it only on the elemental surface. But when my interest is to find out on the total surface, what we will do is we are going to integrate on this side. So because in order to get equated, on this surface, on this side, so we have to integrate this all. So because this is the total one, then this side we are going with only elemental one. So integrating on this side, we will get rho g dA into h square. We are on, so this is the integral equivalent of that one, because that is the total one and this is the integral equivalent to that one, right? So let me expand this one. So, or let us take the constants out, so then it will become rho g integral of h square into dA, integral of rho g integral of h square into dA. Now if you look at this particular part, of in this one, so that is h square dA. How does this look? This looks similar to like, so integral of x square into dA. Yes, so this looks like similar to the integral of x square into the dA. So where there is that is the net moment of inertia acting about the body about this axis. So that is the free surface to this particular point, so wherever we are considering it. So about that, this is equivalent to the this is equivalent to the moment of inertia acting about the free surface. This is a moment of inertia. This is a moment of inertia acting about the free surface. So this is nothing but, so that means integral of h square dA will become, so right, so what we can write from this one, if we are writing it here, so that would become rho g integral of h square dA will become, so that it will become I naught, so that it will become rho g I naught. So that is equal to moment of inertia acting about which surface, means let us take that surface, about the free surface. Moment of inertia acting about the free surface, that is rho g I naught. So where I naught represents this free surface location from this one. So where my interest is, so that this is saying that that is the net moment of inertia acting about that body. Now, but still our interest is to find out what is the h star is equivalent to. Our interest is to what is the h star is equivalent to. So that is our interest in order to find out that one. So let us go further. So because we have to bring whatever our interest is to find out what is h star is. What is h star is. So because that is the center of pressure location we are interested to find out in this one. Okay. So let me clear on these notions. So this is what we have finally landed with. So that is FP h star is equal to So finally what we have brought it from the previous equation is, so that is a total pressure force into h star is equal to rho g I naught. But if you see where that h star, where this rho g has resulted, rho g I naught is resulting from the moment of inertia about the free surface. Ig is nothing but the moment of inertia about the free surface, right? So where the force of pressure, so that if I am expanding this total pressure force, that is Fp, so I can write this expression as rho g a h bar into h star is equal to rho g I naught. So here if you see on the both the sides of the equation, so here on both the sides of the equation, so that rho g will get cancelled. So my h star is equal to rho g got cancelled. So my h star is equal to I naught by a h bar. H star is equal to I naught by a h bar. So this is what my resulting equation, which is giving for the center of pressure acting on that particular fluid element. But if you see this I naught, as far as I naught is concerned, so I naught is acting about the free surface. I naught is acting about the free surface, but here in this case, that is the net moment. When I am going on to the other side, that is saying that, so moment will be acting about the center of gravity, not about the location of the free surface, right? So it is with respect to the vertical surface. So with respect to the center of gravity, the moment will be acting on that particular body, right? So in order to expand, so by utilizing the parallel axis theorem, so what I will do is I'll write I naught is equal to, so by using the parallel axis theorem, I naught is equal to Ixx plus AH bar square. Yes. So by using the parallel theorem, I have written that Ixx I naught is equal to Ixx plus AH bar square. AH bar square. So let me substitute that expression here in this one. So where it is Ixx plus AH bar square divided by AH bar divided by AH bar. So that results my H star. So that is center of pressure location as Ixx by AH bar plus AH bar will get cancelled. So I have resultant equation with. So this is my center of pressure location. So this is my center of pressure location. Center of pressure location from the free surface. So where the center of pressure is located. Center of pressure on the vertical surface. So this vertical surface, in the previous case we have directly dipped like this. The vertical surface immersed into the fluid, or the vertical surface when it is immersed into the fluid, we have seen it's in the side view, and in order to understand it, we have expanded that view and we have understood that. Now here in this particular case, so then in the next case what we are going to do is, or if it is horizontal surface, if it is horizontal like this, so we are going to incline. So we are going to dip this particular surface incline, making some inclination. That is with the angle theta I am going to dip inside the fluid. So when I'm dipping this vertical surface, into the fluid element, so when even intentionally I'm saying that I'm making some inclination and I've dipped it inside. So this is an inclined surface which is placed inside the fluid element. And on that inclined surface, when I see it from the other side of its view, that will become like this. So that is the inclined surface view. So here actually the surface has been immersed like this. But for our convenience, we are taking this view also in order to understand better about how exactly the forces are acting on this particular fluid element. So let us obtain the solution. So let us obtain the solution for this inclined surface immersed into the fluid. So as far as this inclined surface is concerned, so we are going for the inclination of the fluid element. So let us take this angle made by this particular inclined surface. So this is what our inclined surface is actually. But in this view, we are not able to clearly see how much is the surface it is available on that one. So what we are doing it is, we are expanding along this direction and taking that arbitrary. This is what the expansion of the arbitrary shape, here it is shown in this one, right? So here actually this is the vertical surface immersed into the inclined surface, the surface immersed into the fluid which is inclined on this one, and that inclined view. So I'm getting onto the other view to view that particular one. But actually the surface is like this. So where we can see only a line available on that, So for our convenience, we are obtaining this view. So in order to obtain the solution, or in order to see how exactly look at the forces, how they are acting on the particular inclined surface, right? And generally our approach for the inclined surfaces would be like, so initially our interest is to find out the total pressure acting on this particular inclined surface. So our approach is same. So first we have to find out the total pressure acting on the surface. So that the total pressure is defined as the total pressure force acting on that particular fluid element, or acting on that particular solid surface. Total pressure force acting on that particular solid surface, right? So in order to determine that, we know that the total pressure force can be represented, or total pressure force, let us represent it as Fp. So where the Fp represents the total pressure force acting on that solid surface from this one. So the total pressure force in general, so the pressure force will be given it as P into the area, that is the pressure into the area. So the pressure acting on this particular fluid element. But here if you see in this one, so as far as this inclination is concerned, this is making an angle theta here in this. So let me go with only with respect to this vertical surface initially, then I'll resultant to this particular vertical component, let me compensate to that one. So the pressure force, what is the pressure force acting on this fluid element? So I have taken a view in the OO direction. In the OO direction, so here it is the Y, which is vertical surface, which is immersed into this one. So that is the free surface level to that one. In the OO direction, it is Y. So let me write my pressure acting on that particular elemental surface of dy, elemental surface of height dy, and where it is located at the y location, and g represents the center of gravity where it is at the y bar location, and the p represents the total pressure, the p represents the center of pressure point, and that is at a height of y star, that is at a high star y star. But corresponding heights to the y star, if you see here in this one, the corresponding height is h star, and corresponding height for the y bar is equal to is h bar. This is what actually with respect to the free surface, but in our view, so that is in our view only we are changing that one. In our view we have changed that as y bar, y, and y star. In our view, for our understanding only, we have changed it that we used to y bar, y star, and y, right? So let us write this expression for the total pressure acting on this elemental surface. Initially, let me find out only the elemental pressure. So in order, when I'm finding the elemental pressure on this one, so let me write it as dfp. So let me write it as dfp. So then my pressure acting on this one from the surface OO, from the surface OO when I'm considering it, so pressure acting on this fluid element will become rho g, as is the formula or the general expression for the pressure in terms of it when I write it. So that is rho g into y, because I'm considering it from the OO location only, from the OO location when it is, so not from the free surface, I'm referring it from the OO right now. So that is rho g y into the area. So then the area acting on this particular fluid element, again it is, so the width of the plate, let it be, so width of the plate, let it be the b, so that it is b into dy. Width of the plate, let it be the dy. So then my expression for the total pressure has become, so that is dfp is equal to rho g y into b into dy, right? But here in this one, so this is only on the elemental surface. Remember this point, this is only on the elemental surface, but it is again from the axis of OO. But the resultant equation actually it should be from the free surface. Actually our reference is always from the free surface only, right? So now in that case, what is my reference to this particular point? So let me take it to the further one. So if my interest is what is the total pressure force acting on this one, but I am calculating for the surface OO, but I am supposed to calculate it for the free surface, I have to refer it from the free surface location. So from the free surface location it should become, right? So that means the y has to be get equated to the what is h is equivalent to, what is the y equivalent to the h I need to find out. Then only I can get the equivalent height of that particular y in terms of the h. So but let us see this geometry here. Let us see this geometry where this distance is y and this is the vertically referred, it is h. This is what I am taking it. So corresponding to this y, so there is a h height located. Okay, corresponding to this y, that is a h location, and this is the angle theta. This is the angle theta, right? So this is the angle theta from this one. So now I have written in terms of the y, but actually I need it from the free surface location how this particular forces, and even the g if it is being considered here in this one. If you are talking about the g here in this one, so g which is acting on this particular fluid element, so the g is also will get inclined on this one. So that is also not the actual g acting on this particular fluid element, because the g cannot act in this direction. So here it is actually in the direction of O, g about OO only it is, right? But we have to always, we know that g will be acting perpendicularly downward direction. Then the g component here will become g sine theta into y into b dy, g sine theta into y into b dy. Okay, so this can be written as rho g sine theta into that is y into dA. Let me write it as y into dA, right? But here actually my interest is to replace this y with respect to the h, because I want to get it in terms of the free surface location, to that free surface location. So in order to equate that to the free surface location, so I get it from the sine theta is equal to, so what I will get, sine theta is equal to h by y. Sine theta is equal to, I will get h by y, right? So my From this one, what is my y is equivalent to? Y is equivalent to h by sine theta. So from this one, I got my h in terms of, right. So substituting that y in terms of the h, I get my expression as rho g sine theta into h by sine theta into dA. And here sine theta will get cancelled, and finally my resultant equation I'll get it as, so what I will get it as sine theta gets cancelled. So my resultant equation from here at this point is rho g h into dA. But still, if you are talking about this particular expression, this is still on the elemental surface only. This is still available on the elemental surface only. This is on the other side if we see, so that is still DFP only, right? But our interest is to obtain on this total surface. What is the total vertical surface? The total pressure acting on that particular vertical surface, right? In order to obtain that one, on the total surface, let us integrate on both the sides. Then we can easily obtain, so what is the total pressure force acting on the fluid element on the inclined surface. Then we'll get the total pressure force acting on the fluid element. So that, let us take that integrating on both the sides. We get rho g sine theta into a y bar, because as I can't go with h and dA is b into dy, and how can I go with the h into dy? So that is not the variable. Here it is varying only with respect to the y. For that reason, I have again went to this. So that was the mistake if we proceed in that way, right? So then my equation would become rho g sine theta into, where a into y bar in terms of the equation. If I want to write the y bar in terms of the expression related to the h bar, then how can I write from this inclination? That is considering that angle, I can write it as, so that is rho g sine theta into a into h bar by sine theta. So my resultant equation of FP will become h bar. So total pressure force acting on this fluid element. So here what I have to write is sine theta is equal to h by y is equivalent to h bar by y bar is equivalent to h star by y star is equivalent to h bar by y bar is equivalent to h star by y star is equivalent to h by y, because the inclination made by in all the cases is same. Surface total pressure acting on the particular fluid element. That is on the inclined surface we have done. On the inclined surface. So now let us proceed in order to find out. So that means only we have done with the total pressure. That is the center of pressure we are supposed to find out. Okay. So on this O axis I'll refer to. On this O axis, let me derive it completely. Then we will apply onto the free liquid surface. So about the OO. So let me apply it about the OO. So the center of pressure is actually, that is the total pressure into the moment acting about that particular point, right? So moment acting about that particular point. So to continuing that discussion here, so that is, so let us say the total pressure force is FP into, so where here in this if you see, so there the y star represents the center of pressure location. So FP into y star is equal to, right, this is on the left hand side what we have. So let us move on to the right hand side of the equation. So let me elaborate each and every term in this one. So I am going for the inclined part only first. Let me finish the inclined part first, then I'll get it onto the free liquid surface. How do we obtain for that one? So for that one, so that is actually the pressure. This is actually the pressure into the area. So if it is the elemental one, this is actually the formalized pressure into the area, into the moment up to about that particular point it is acting on that. So but still now we are not sure where exactly that center of pressure is being concentrated on the right hand side. So let me take it on the elemental surface. So when I am taking it on the elemental surface, so let me take it on the elemental surface first, and then finally we'll obtain for the total surface. So taking it on the elemental surface about the axis O. So here that is also very important, about O it is. Okay, about O, so then it will become P is equal to, as we know from the formula of hydrostatic law or the pressure equation, so that is P is equal to rho g H into, but here it should be Y, here it should be Y, previously it was H, but H is being substituted here. In this case it is Y, rho g Y into, and the area on that surface, and the area on that surface is given by, so that is B into dy. Area on that surface is B into dy, right? So that is rho g Y into B into dy, where dy is the elemental surface area, right? Into, so this is P as over and A as over. Now let me write again what is the Y location. So Y location, I am not sure where exactly the center of pressure, but here my Y can vary up to this end to this end, so it can vary to the any point. So let me take it this particular term in this one, so that will become rho g into B into Y square into dy, or this equation can be written as rho g into Y square into dA. But still, if you look at that equation, if you still look at this equation, this is on the elemental surface only. This equation is still applied on the elemental surface only, but we would like to apply it on the total surface. Then it is integral limit, so applying the integration we get, that is rho g Y square into dA, rho g Y square into the dA, right? So let us move on to the next slide. So that we have obtained the equation as integral of rho g Y square into dA. So that we will get it as rho g is anyway constant, so let us take it outside. So this we will get it as Y square into dA. So if you look at this equation, integral of Y square into dA, so this is actually replicating that moment of inertia acting about that axis. So that is Y square, integral of Y square dA is equivalent to the moment of inertia acting about that particular point or along that particular axis, which is about the surface which is being considered here in this one. But it is the I naught represent the free surface. From the parallel axis, so this is what we have. So from that one we'll get it as rho g I naught. So the expression on the right hand side we have obtained, and if we see on the left hand side the equation, we have written it as Fp. So that is the total pressure force into the Y star, right? Total pressure force into the Y star. So when I expand the total pressure force on the surface of the plane of YY, so that is about O, because this is acting about the O only. So when I expand that one, again the pressure will become rho g Y bar into the A, rho g Y bar into A. About this side, about the O axis, it is rho g Y bar into the A into Y star. Okay, so there, if you are equating onto the left hand side to the right hand side, we get rho g will get cancelled, and our equation of Y star is equal to that rho g has got cancelled. So the equation is I naught by, so we will get A Y bar, I naught by A Y bar. This is what the equation we are getting about the axis of O direction, about the surface of it. But when I am talking about this geometry, about the free surface, right? So when we look at the free surface direction in that one, so the free surface is actually inclined with an angle of theta. But what we have done about the axis OO, right? But we have to link up this particular Y in order to equate it to the free surface. About the free surface, that inclination need to be considered. In order to consider that one, so we have vertically that is H, right? And the inclined one, so equate along this one. If you have the angle theta, it is making on that one, that is making an angle theta on that. Okay, so that is making an angle theta on that one. So let us go for it. So from this one, from this geometry we get it as sine theta is equal to, so sine theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, so that is H by Y. But if you see the other geometries, similarly if you see the other angles or other heights, so then it is similar to this one. The angle made in between that, it is same. So that means sine theta is equivalent to H by Y is equivalent to H star by Y star, is equivalent to H star by H by Y, H bar by Y bar, H star by y star. So this sine theta is making the same angle in between them, right? So whatever the angle it is made same. So that means this is representing that variation is same along that. Now actually our interest is to obtain this derivation in terms of the h star. So that means my interest is to obtain, or our interest is to obtain about the h star, not about the OO axis, not about the OO. We are interested to derive this particular term in this one. So up to this one, so what we have done is we have derived it about the we have derived it about the OO axis. So let us take it on that. So let us take it on the let us go for this particular point where it has to go for about where I have to take it for about the free surface of the liquid, So let us go for the about free surface of the liquid. So finally we have landed this with the equation of, finally we have come with the equation of y star is equal to what do we have? Y star is equal to I naught by a y bar. But at this point, even when we are looking at this equation of y star, and when we are talking about this I naught is about, so I naught is about the axis which we have considered. But when we are applying the parallel axis theorem, I naught is equivalent to, so that is a moment of inertia about xx plus the a y bar square. So that is Ixx plus a y bar square. So let me substitute that equation from the parallel axis theorem utilizing this moment of inertia. So substituting that in this equation, that is Ixx by a y bar square, a y bar plus a y bar square by a y bar. When I write this equation, so then my equation of y star will become Ixx by a y bar plus the y bar I am getting it in this, right? But if you see, entire equation is talking about a y bar only, but my interest is to obtain about our interest is to obtain about the h, that is about the free surface. So let us substitute that y star by, let us substitute our equation for how I can replace with now by utilizing the geometry available there. That is, so what it is saying is h by y is equal to h star by y star is equal to h bar by y bar is equal to sine theta. So from this equation, if I would like to obtain, from this equation, if I would like to take that term, so that is opposite by hypotenuse from the sine theta. So when I have to replace this y star, I have to write it as sorry, I have to write, so y star is equivalent to, so the y star is equal to h star by sine theta. Okay, on the left hand side I have replaced y star. Then coming to the right hand side, so it is a into y bar. So y bar also let me replace with the h bar. So that is again h bar by sine theta. So that means Ixx into sine theta plus, here I have again one more y bar. So that means again y bar is equal to h bar by sine theta. Now I need only h star. That means the h star is the height about the center of, that is the center of pressure location. So let me send this sine theta onto the other side. Then my equation will become Ixx sine square theta by a h bar plus h bar, because the sine theta is getting cancelled. So this is my total, or the center of pressure location where the total pressure is acting about a point. So that point is at a height of h star about it. So that point is at a height of h star. So this is what a center of pressure location. This is what the center of pressure location on an inclined surface, center of pressure location on an inclined surface and completely immersed into the fluid, the inclined surface immersed into the fluid and making an angle theta there. So that theta is being addressed here in this one. And see, for example, if somebody asks you, so whether I can go with the same vertical surface when I go within a, say, when I go within a vertical surface, can I make that vertical surface only? Can I make the inclined surface only vertical surface? Yes. So when your approach is, when you want to go with only one derivation in that case, so you can simply substitute. So in the vertical case of the, in the vertical case of this particular flat plate or vertical surface, when it is immersed into the fluid, just substitute theta is equal to 90 degrees. So then equation then your equation will get simplified, and you will get the expression for the vertical surface immersed into the fluid. And this expression, whatever the expression we have obtained, center of pressure, location for an inclined surface with an angle theta, this is applicable for only inclined surfaces and the vertical surfaces where the theta can vary. But